Hello friends, I bought a MacBook Air with the M1 chip, and in this video I'll be sharing with you my reasons for converting from being a long time PC user to a MacBook user. Now before starting this video, let me tell you how I use my laptop in my day-to-day usage. I am a doctor and most of my work revolves around productivity apps like the Microsoft Suite. Apart from that, when I'm using a hybrid Windows device, then I really use the touchscreen a lot and the pen functionality of the hybrid devices. I used to take a lot of notes on OneNote during my postgraduate days, but those have reduced over the period. Now apart from this, I run this small YouTube channel as a hobby and I'm still learning video editing, so I need a device which can manage simple video editing that I do for my channel. So if your usage pattern is similar to mine, or if you just want to watch my content, then stay on. So in the past few years, I have been kind of obsessed with Windows hybrid devices and have used almost all the Surface series devices including the Surface Books and various other tablet based PCs, and few of them I have reviewed on this channel. But apart from the Surface Book, there is not a single Windows hybrid device which gives a balanced usage between power, battery life, a great screen quality, great sound, a touchscreen and a capability to do video editing. But again, the Surface Book was not a very portable device. Now let me tell you what made me gravitate towards the MacBook Air, and to understand that, let's talk about what exactly constitutes a good laptop. Now a laptop in a true sense is a computer which you keep on your lap, and all the modern laptops are practically ruled out from keeping on your lap because the amount of heat generated, the position of vents, the position of speaker, all these are kind of counterintuitive when you take a laptop perspective into the picture. So with that said, if you check out the MacBook Air and we start with the build quality of the device, you will see that this is one of the very few laptops that is actually a true laptop. The build quality is absolutely phenomenal. There is something about this unibody design which Apple has perfected, and even though the design is quite old, but still very few laptops come close even after so many years of this device in production. The undersurface of this MacBook Air is absolutely clean. There are no vents, there is no abnormal speaker position on undersurface of the laptop, and a great thing about this M1 chip is that there is absolutely no heat coming from anywhere on this laptop even while doing intensive work. And if you value portability, then nothing really comes close to this MacBook Air. Now with the build quality out of the way, now let's come to the screen quality of this device. The display is a 13.3-inch Retina display with a 227 pixels per inch, but the best part about this display is the 60:10 aspect ratio. I sincerely feel that this is a perfect ratio for productivity as well as content consumption. I do not know why so many Windows manufacturers are still hanging on to that 16:9 ratio, which is good for content consumption. Now again, the actual display itself is great. There is 400 nits of brightness, and Apple is known for its professionally calibrated displays with a great color gamut and good color reproduction. So if you are doing any kind of photo editing, video editing, applying LUTs on your videos, then this is the display which is a minimum standard to have for doing all those tasks. Now again, the speaker quality in this device is excellent. There are very few Windows laptops apart from the Surface laptops and the Dell XPS series of laptops. There are very few laptops which actually give importance to sound quality or speaker quality of a device. Even though the MacBook Air is very thin, but the sound production is quite full. Now talking about the keyboard and the trackpad, as we all know, the trackpad of Apple laptops are one of the best in the market, and keyboards were a concern of MacBook Air and Pro, but recently Apple has switched back from the butterfly keyboard to Magic Keyboard, and this keyboard is absolutely fine. The keyboard has a good backlight which can be controlled from within the operating system and has various levels of backlight control. Even though there is not a lot of keyboard travel, but the feedback is very good. And the trackpad with its unique force touch and various gestures is absolutely unique. Till date, there are very few laptops in the Windows side which have replicated this kind of trackpad and gesture quality onto Windows devices. Now all the features I said right now were almost present in the previous generations of the MacBook Airs and Pros, But something which revolutionized this series of MacBook Airs and Pros is the M1 chip. There was a lot of hype around the M1 chip, and I actually waited for 6 months for the platform to mature a bit and the apps to support the M1 chip before jumping into this device. Even the Rosetta emulation made by Apple runs very smoothly and replicates the x86 and x64 apps in the background very smoothly. Now, one more awesome feature about this laptop is the connected standby or the instant on feature that Windows has been trying to replicate since so long, but this time Apple has nearly perfected it. The MacBook Air wakes up from sleep instantly without any kind of delay and even stays connected to the network in the background without draining any kind of battery. Now, talking about the battery life is great on this device again. Now, once again, this matches the Surface Book territory of battery life. I was getting almost 10 to 12 hours of productivity tasks, and when I was doing video editing on Filmora, I was getting almost 6 hours of battery life out of this laptop. And while I am doing video editing, this device absolutely flies through any kind of Full HD or 4K clip without any sort of lag. To playback such clips in a Windows laptop, you need a very high-end graphics card to support the CPU, whereas this M1 chip is more than capable for doing such kind of tasks with ease. Now, as I said, I do not play much games, so lack of games doesn't make much of a difference for me. I value portability, weight of the laptop, being a thin and light device, and no fans. All the features made me switch from a Windows PC onto a MacBook Air. Now, since I have bought into the MacBook Air and the iPad Pro M1, I really want to test out the Apple's ecosystem or the cross-device synchronization that is so much talked about. Be it the continuity feature or a basic copying on the iPhone and pasting it in the MacBook, synchronization of all the notes taken on the iPhone or the iPad onto a MacBook, and all those kind of synchronization, I really want to test those out and apply in my day-to-day life. So I'll be sharing all my experiences of this Apple ecosystem and how it goes about in my life in my future videos. So if you like the video, do hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And you can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. So thank you guys. I'll see you in my next video.